Hello, Etsy sellers and eRank members. I am so excited to share with you eRank's 2024 Etsy buyer survey results. So every year, eRank sends out a survey to roughly 1,000 recent Etsy buyers and asks them a bunch of questions about their shopping habits on Etsy, what makes them like different sellers, what kinds of shipping they prefer, and much, much more. And we finally have the results for this year's survey back. So I'm going to walk through with you some of the results. We're not going to go through everything today, but it's just going to give you some little nuggets of information to get inside of buyers' minds. So it looks like this year we had 1,010 participants in this survey. So that is really great. It is a small sample size compared to the millions and millions of shoppers on Etsy, but it's still broad enough to give us relatively good information about general buying habits. So let's get started. So let's see. So the first questions we ask are usually demographic questions, but they're still important to learn who is shopping on Etsy so you can better narrow down your target audience. So it looks like the widest range of ages for the average Etsy buyer is from 30 to 49 years old, taking up a little bit over 41% of the pie here. I'm going to scroll through. We've got majority female buyers, majority Caucasian or white. All other states took precedence, but California had a little bit over 10% of the surveyors that we had answer. Florida was 7%, Illinois, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas. And then all the others took up most of the rest of the pie. So we definitely have shoppers in a wide variety of states. Income levels, it's pretty even around the board. The highest was 100,000 and over for average income. So next we asked, how long have you been buying on Etsy? And 1 to 2 years and 3 to 5 years were about the same, with a smaller percentage under a year and 5+ years. So it looks like the general shopper probably started purchasing during the pandemic and has just continued to shop on Etsy since, or they are a newer shopper that has recently been exploring the platform. The next question we asked was, how many times have you purchased on Etsy over the past 12 months? The average was 2 to 3 times, 43%. With one time being about 36%. So between 1 and 3 times, average per 12-month period. When buying something on Etsy, who is usually the intended recipient? Now, this one surprised me. The highest percentage we got, almost 58%, was myself, which, thinking back, I also find that true for my personal self, but I definitely thought that it would have been more spread out between things like children, parents, pets, but here we are. So it looks like myself was the highest, and then female, children, and friends were next. How likely are you to buy something on Etsy for the following occasions? So we listed out a small number of holidays here because we obviously can't list all the holidays, but these are some of the most popular occasions that we see Etsy do marketing for, so we figured it would be good to ask about those. So we have baby shower, birthdays, Christmas or the holiday season, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and wedding. Baby showers and weddings do have registries on Etsy, so that may influence the purchasing a little bit. But we did find that the majority would purchase for birthdays, Christmas, and Mother's Day. Those were the 3 highest, very likely holidays to purchase for. We did ask if they're planning to shop on Etsy for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. About 3/4 said yes, and 1/4 said no. And we did ask why if they said no. I'm not going to go through those right now because there were lots of results for that. So the next question we asked was, what categories do you purchase from on Etsy? As you probably know, Etsy has a lot of different categories that you can pick from when you're shopping or when you're creating listings. So we tried to just give the broadest ones possible, and the overwhelming majority was gifts and accessories, followed closely by clothing. And with Etsy pushing their new gift mode, gifts makes the most sense as to why it is the highest. So then we asked, how likely are you to refer Etsy to your friends and family? 60% said very likely. 37% said somewhat likely. So that's a pretty big chunk of people that are either probably going to or very likely going to refer Etsy to their friends and family. This is a new question that we had just this past year. We wanted to know what buyers thought about items made with the use of AI, artificial intelligence. So we asked, how do you feel about the use of AI in creating or curating products on Etsy? So we gave them a couple different options here. I'm open to buying AI generated products. I might consider it. I prefer handmade or human designed. I'm neutral, and I hadn't considered it before, but now I'm curious. And surprisingly for me, the majority of people, over 50%, either are open to it or might consider it depending on the product. Since AI is a hot technology right now, this is really good news for makers who are using AI when creating their products. So we also asked them about their general buying habits. So how do you typically shop or find products on Etsy? And over 53% said that they use the Etsy search bar when they're performing searches on Etsy for products. So that's a really, really, really good sign and a strong signal for you to make sure that the SEO for your listings is on point, because over half of buyers are still using the Etsy search bar. Some other ways that people are finding listings are social media, gift mode, and word of mouth. So the next question we asked was, what are your expectations regarding quality and price on Etsy? So as makers, it should not be a race to the bottom. You need to take into account material costs, labor costs, packaging supplies, and listing fees when you're pricing your items on Etsy. So it looks like most buyers are looking for a balance between quality and affordability. It looks like only 5.8% of respondents said that they prioritize affordability, even if the quality is average. So taking that out, over 90% of Etsy buyers that we surveyed look for the balance between quality and affordability, or are willing to pay more to get those high quality, unique items made by makers on Etsy. So next we asked a little bit about shops, specific shops. For instance, how important are the following when you are considering buying a product from a specific shop on Etsy? We listed out a whole bunch of aspects of a shop: star seller badge, their shipping, how many sales they've had, pictures, pricing, product descriptions, and more. And it looks like product description, price, and pictures ranked the highest of all of these aspects. So really make sure that you're taking the time to really polish up your listings. Get those pictures really bright, high quality. Make sure that you're putting a lot of information into your product descriptions, and compare your pricing with others in your niche to make sure that you're hitting that sweet spot. We also asked these survey takers, what makes a shop trustworthy? We listed out many of the same aspects that we asked in the previous question, but this one we're focusing on the overall shop. So it looks like pictures still very important. And for the overall shop, it looks like about us section and reviews and star rating are all important. So make sure that you're going above and beyond for your customers so they leave you those really good 5-star reviews, because that not only can help boost your listings in search, but it also gives your shop a more trustworthy vibe. So this question is in regards to communication. Customer service and communication go hand in hand, especially if you offer products that are personalized, customized, or in any other way made to order. So we asked, how important is it to hear from a seller when the following happens? And we listed a handful of occasions where you may need to reach out to a buyer. The seller thanks you for your order, when they start making your order, when they ship your order, when the seller gets a delivery notification, when there's a delay, and a few days after delivery to see if everything's okay. And for the most part, very important was the highest rank for every single time. So buyers really appreciate hearing from sellers to get updates on their order, when they're going to ship it, if it's going to be a delay, etc. So definitely make sure you keep on track of your packages and let buyers know if something's running a little bit behind. We also asked, what would bring you back to the same Etsy seller again? Everybody loves repeat customers. It's a way to build community and really earn trust with buyers. So here are some things that our respondents said were important to them to bring back repeat business. Free shipping, fast shipping, coupon codes, quality and variety of products, and reasonable pricing. Those are all things that you have control over. So be sure that you're really doing your best to offer the best customer service, adjust your shipping where you need to, and make sure that you have really good, high quality products. This is an interesting question. What would make you hesitant about purchasing from an Etsy shop? So we asked these buyers what different aspects of a shop might kind of steer them to go look at a different shop. Poor customer service, poor reviews, and pricing were the most popular. So again, customer service is so important. And it is really also important to make sure that you're doing the best you can so that you can get great reviews and respond to those reviews so that other buyers can see that you really appreciate the time that your buyers took to leave a review for you. We also asked these respondents if they've ever purchased from an Etsy shop based in another country. The overwhelming majority said no, but second was only, I don't remember, it's not a factor when choosing a shop. So if you can offer international shipping, go for it. And digital sellers, you don't have to worry about this because digital is available worldwide. We also asked a little bit about other retailers, trying to gauge if they are exclusively Etsy buyers or they shop most other places more frequently. So we asked, where have they shopped in the past month? Overwhelming majority said Amazon, but about a third said eBay and Etsy as well, and Target. So Walmart was also up there with about half of respondents. So we also asked them for the same websites if they thought they were great for gifts or not. And most respondents said that they agree Amazon, Etsy, Target, and Walmart are great for gifts. A little bit more on the fence were eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Temu, and TikTok. So we also asked for the same group of retailers if they're likely to buy gifts for the holiday season with those retailers. And the overwhelming majority said yes, they were very likely to purchase gifts on Amazon. About a little bit more than 50% also said Etsy, Target, and Walmart. Something interesting was not likely was over 50% for TikTok. So one big aspect of listing your items and figuring out pricing and your customer service is to think about shipping. Etsy has always been pushing for lower shipping costs or to offer free shipping. They also have the free shipping guarantee. So if you're US and you have a buyer that spends more than $35, they can get free shipping. That's an optional thing you can turn on for your shop. You don't have to do it if it doesn't fit your business model. But we did ask these respondents, what are your preferences regarding shipping? So we gave them the options of they prefer fast shipping, even if it costs more. They look for free shipping options. They're flexible, or it doesn't affect their purchase decision. And less than 2% of the respondents said that shipping times do not affect their purchase decisions, which means that over 98% of people say that it does affect their purchase decision. So it's definitely something that you need to think about and take into account when you're listing products in your shop. So we also asked, how long are you willing to wait for an item from the same retailers that we had looked at before. So we gave them a little bit of a range, 1, 3, 7, 14, 30 days, or I don't buy on this platform. So it looks like most people are willing to wait between 3 and 7 days for most of their products for a wide variety of these retailers. Etsy did have the highest number of respondents say 7 days. So they are willing to wait more than 1 or 2 days, but only 4% say that they would be willing to wait a month for something. So make sure that your processing times are accurate to reflect however long it takes you to make and ship something. The last thing we asked them was if they had a memorable experience on Etsy, then would they like to share it? But we're not going to get into those right now because we had 1,000 respondents, and that's a lot of information to go through at once. So we hope that you find some of this data insightful, and we hope that maybe it can help you align yourself better with your competition and give you an edge up on the Etsy marketplace.